welcome Insider Studios. This is Phillies Postgame Live. Amy Fadul, Ricky Vitalico, Ben Davis. Postgame Live brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. And guys, the magic number is down to 2. I know it took a little bit. We were in almost an hour-and-a-half rain delay, but they got the win, 8-1, and now they're hoping for that Marlins game to close out. They're in the 10th inning right now.
Yeah, they are in the 10th inning. Still 3-2 Marlins that we know of. Yeah, it is what it is. Phillies came out with a win. I don't think it's very surprising. You had a guy in Patrick Corbin on the mound where I felt like it was almost an extension of yesterday's game too, where the Phillies were taking batting practice, and they did a nice little job. You look at the bottom of the lineup with Segura, Vierling, and Stott, all 2 hits each. That's what you need some days, and those guys were able to come through. Phillies took the lead and never looked behind, and Zack Wheeler was Zack Wheeler. Yeah,
and he looked sharp. I mean, I know you guys wanted to see him get up to 90. It would finish at 77, I think, but he looked pretty sharp in this one.
Yeah, I'm sure he went down in the tunnel and got to throw some pitches probably in the batting cage, but he was sharp, I think, is an understatement. His fastball command was unbelievable in today's ball game. That is great to see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, going into the playoffs.
Yes, it should be on Friday. Let's check in now down in D.C. with our Reuben Amaro Jr. And Reuben, I know we had to wait this one out, but the result is still the same. It's a good one. Phillies get the win. Now they have to watch like they did last night and hope the Marlins come through. But Zack Wheeler specifically, that was something we were looking at for this game because they would like for him to go on Friday. What'd you see?
Yeah, super effort by Zack. The ball coming out of his hand very well. I was a little concerned by the drop in velocity there towards the end of the game. I think it was kind of a combination of the fact that he had to sit around quite a bit. There was a lot of waiting around as they tried to make sure that this playing surface was playable. But Zack was excellent. That fastball's got a lot of life right now. He's sharp with his pitches, and his last 3 outings have been outstanding since he's come back from the IL. And he's a very important part of this Phillies ball club moving forward for a number of reasons. But the biggest one right now is to be the first starter of the first game in the playoffs, if in fact they do get there, and they took another step forward to get there.
Is that a sign of good things to come for you?
I think it is, Amy. I think that they weren't facing like the greatest pitching in all of baseball, but that really doesn't matter. They have to make good hard contact regardless of who's out there throwing. They clearly were not doing that against the Chicago Cubs, and I think it's great for their psyche. I think it's excellent for their own mental state of mind and for their own confidence that they're swinging the bats well going into the Houston series, and hopefully that carries on moving forward if they do get to the playoffs. And it's such a mental game, as Ricky and Ben know. Hitting in especially is a very mental game, and if you're feeling confident when you're at the dish, I think it makes it a lot easier. It's tough enough to get base hits at the major league level. And for guys to be able to step up when it's really important and be able to do it during the most crucial times, I think that's huge for them, and hopefully it'll carry forward.
Reuben, you probably know this, but I am not a meteorologist. But what the heck took them so long to cancel this thing?
Well, I think it's really about the integrity of the game. I mean, they have to show some respect for the Milwaukee Brewers, and I think they tried to play as many innings as they possibly could play. It was so important for Major League Baseball, I think, to be able to get this game in, and they wanted to make sure that they played as many innings as possible to make it as much of a real game as possible. But I think they saw that it was got to the point where it was pretty much a blowout, and I think once that happened and they saw that the conditions had gotten deteriorated so poorly, it was finally time to go.
Yes, it was. Well, it was time to go, and they took off with that win. Now they head to Houston. Reuben, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Have a safe trip.
Yes.
Okay, guys, thanks.
All right, let's check out our Chasing October, brought to you by your Tri-State Toyota Dealers Association. As we look at the wild card standings, a game and a half. The magic number is 2. Game and a half up on the Brewers. The Brewers and the Marlins are in the 11th. That game is tied at 3 right now. So the Phillies sitting in a comfortable spot. You would think they feel pretty confident. They're all watching, obviously, right now.
Oh, they're definitely watching a 3-3 game in Milwaukee right now. I think this actually means a lot, this game in Milwaukee that's being played right now, because if you could cut it down to 1, I think you could almost book your playoff tickets if you really wanted to. But if not, you're still going into Houston, and you better find a way to win some games down in Houston.
Yeah, and they're still going full boat, it looks like. They're not going to rest their guys just yet, it looks like.
Yeah, they're going to go up against a trio of pitchers that are really, really good, and the reason why they have 103 wins on the season. So we'll see how they attack them, but, it's nice to get that one out of the way. They took 3 of 4 after that disastrous start with the Cubbies, and we'll see how they do down at Space City in Houston.
Let's go to Rob Thomson now as his Phillies finish the season 16-3 against the Nationals.
How bad were the conditions there in those last
games? They were really bad. Yeah, especially you saw Reese slip there. That tells you something. And the ball that was hit to him, I'm not sure if it hit like a footprint or something like that, But yeah, it wasn't very good. But they tried to get through it, and that's what they're supposed to do, just for the integrity of the game. So
Wheeler was clutch.
Huge. Yeah, he was really good. Had all his pitches going, throwing strikes. Velocity was good.
Now he got to 77. Where does that put him in your mind for his
He's
next
pretty close to full out now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he do anything later?
No.
Nothing.
No, he was done. Yeah. So it worked out perfect.
Feel really, fortunate to come here with all the, weather and get.
Yeah, we played well in the last 2 games. We really swung the bats well, so that's a good sign. Hit some home runs and got some key hits. Yeah, I thought we played well. The second game of the series was a tough one, but they bounced back and they did what they needed to do.
You seen anything in Schwarber? It looks like he's starting to heat up and go into one of his things.
Yeah, he's starting to get the head out a little bit. Timing, and so hopefully he gets hot.
What kind of lift did Stott give you there with that double?
Oh, that was huge. Yeah. I thought kind of the play of the game was JT throwing the guy out in the third inning.
Still close then. You're trying to get to 5.
Yeah. So it was good.
What do you think about tomorrow? You have a chance to clinch tomorrow regardless of what the Brewers do. Magic number could be 2 or 1.
Well, right now it's 2, right?
Mm-hmm. So you can clinch tomorrow with a
so
win.
You can clinch tomorrow with a win. If
But, relying on other people isn't really a plan. We got to get it done. Yeah. So, not really focused on that. We just need to play well and win some games.
How about he had 35 swings on him, only 4 swings and misses in this game. But as Ben just said, he was painting, he was dotting the corners. If you can't pull the trigger, you can't swing, right? And then he was sending hitters back to the dugout without even having them swing. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of looking. You saw that. I don't know if you saw that note. I do want to point it out. Since he came off the IL, he's 3 starts, 15 innings, 1 earned run.
I would say he's back.
Yeah, that's ace stuff. That's a guy that you want going for you.
Oh, he's back, baby. He's back, baby.
Did he ever leave?
Yeah, he left.
He did leave.
Well, he went on the IL, so he wasn't here.
Oh.
And as I said, that kind of stuff that he had today, I know that that's not the best lineup over there for the Nationals, but the stuff that he had today can get any lineup out, especially with just the fastball command alone. Leave out all his other pitches. His fastball command alone could have gone through any lineup once with just using fastballs. I guarantee it.
I'm the only dummy around here that actually says that I think they could win a wild card series in 2 games.
Wow. Well,
got to get there
Wheeler,
first, but
Nola,
we'll see.
Nola going down in Houston.
You got Wheeler and Nola going. I think you're pretty comfortable with your chances.
All right. Let's check in with Zack Wheeler now in D.C.
What was it like to pitch in those conditions?
It wasn't the funnest, but we got the job done.
Ended up being fun.
Yeah, get the win.
Would you feel good about getting to 77 in terms of what might be next?
Yeah, all good.
Make a next step.
Yeah.
You're all back to where you were.
Hopefully so. That's the goal.
How do you think your stuff went?
Get better as I went. Early on, I was struggling a little bit. Just mechanically, I think. Just leaning back a little bit too much. So after that first inning, really settled in.
What kind of challenge was it to pitch in these conditions today?
Yeah, it was tough. Windy, cold. and definitely wet. So they allowed me to have a little rosin bag in the back pocket, and so that's kind of what I was doing. Was this had my fingers on that the whole time and just keeping them dry as best as I could. So.
I mean, mentally, I guess you kind of, I don't want to say psych yourself up, but you have to kind of go into it knowing you have to play.
Yeah.
I'm going to pitch in crappy conditions, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, you know what's out there, and you know those guys have to play in it also. So just do the best you can. Might not be the best, but just do the best you can in those types of situations.
How confident were you that you pitched today, that you played today? You know when your next start is, or when it's lined up for. And today was kind of the day to kind of get out there. When did you know that was going to happen?
What, that I was going to go out there today? I mean, I just planned on, you know, you heard everybody what they were saying and everything, but kind of just planned on going out there like I didn't hear it, and I think that's just the way you have to roll about it. And if it gets delayed a little bit, you know, that's nothing new to us. So just go about it as, you know, just a normal game for me.
You guys are so close, and now you got 3 left.
Yeah.
What's the overall emotion, and how do you kind of approach this series with everything that's at stake?
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing, you know, there are 3 guys that are probably at the top of the rotation, so, you know, hopefully we get in there and get a couple of them, and, you know, they'll set us up nice for the playoffs.
Have you allowed yourself at all to think about, you know, what the next start might be?
No, not really. Not at this point, just because, you know, I was concentrated on today, and I really don't like to think ahead like that, so, you know, just whenever they tell me I'm going to pitch, that's when I'm going to pitch.
Rob said you're basically going to turn you loose now after this. And
Yeah.
Is that exciting?
Yeah,
To know
for sure.
if your next start is Friday.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it all counts, right? That's where you want to get to, and that's what you know, battle for the whole season is to get to that point. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go out there and, you know, just do the best I can.